Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. I'm your host, Frank Holder. This is the show, if you're not familiar, this is the show where we talk about sports with comedians. We have a great time. We talk, we have a great couple of conversations. Today's show is going to be pretty interesting. We got some hot topics to talk about today. But first up, let me bring in my man, Talent. Talent, how you doing today, sir? How's everything, bro?
You see me, I'm dope, baby. Dope ass dad in the building on the check-in. What up, baby boy?
There you go. There you go. Also, let me bring in my man, Fig. What's cracking, Fig? How you doing, sir?
Hey, man, I'm just here to make the show look beautiful.
Okay. And we got some things we're gonna talk about, and we always. I would bring in my man Rodney Perry, but I'm not sure if Rodney Perry's in. Wait a minute. You know what? It looked like Rodney Perry is checking in from Las Vegas. So let me pull up this report real fast because we're gonna talk about the fight and everything else. And being that Rodney Perry is in Las Vegas or had a report from Las Vegas, let's see what he's talking about right about now. Let's see.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Rodney Perry. It is going down. I'm on the road, Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm standing at the MGM Hotel. This is the home of Fury Wilder 3. This is where it's going down. The question is, who's going to win this fight? Fury or Wilder? MGM. Y'all see the line back there? Fury Wilder 3. Hey, guys, who do you think is going to take this fight? It's going to be a good one. Somebody going home with their ass kicked. Box seats.
Well, it looked like Rodney Perry checked in from Las Vegas right there.
Oh, man.
Rodney Perry, let me bring it Dave. Dave, the business bully. Dave, how you doing, sir? How's everything, man?
Everything is beautiful. I feel I just walked up on some. I think I walked up on some craziness.
Nah, man. It's just how it is, man. But let's get ready to get this show started, man. First thing is we always do a COVID report. You guys know how I always do this, man. And the first thing I heard this morning was that Los Angeles, will require, just like New York, proof of vaccination to enter any business. So now, you know what this is going to do? Now this is going to impact the Lakers and the Clippers. So without further ado, it looks like now, the same situation is going on with the Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets and everything else. We're going to have the same situation rolling out there with the Lakers and the Clippers, bro. So, Talent, tell me what you think.
Well, Frank, is a lot more than, it's just more to what I said, what was going to happen. Like, we're going to nip these corners. It's going to go piece by piece. And by the time this season gets underway, it's going to be all the cities, all the teams are going to be compliant. So if you don't have the vaccine, you ain't gonna be able to play in no city. That's where it's going.
Fig, what you thought?
No vaccine, no money. So whatever you made before, I hope you saved it. That's where it's going down, man. I don't know. You listen, I was listening to a report this morning. You can't go to the movies. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to a concert. You can't go to a restaurant. You can't go here. Listen, if you don't get this vaccine, you're going to have to stay in your house.
Dave,
Netflix and chill.
Dave, what's your take, bro?
I thought a broke broad said something just now. I love my house, both of them.
Thank you.
I'm cool. What is you talking about? Like, here's the thing. Shout out to Kyrie Irving for standing his ground. I think that these folks are going to realize that history is not going to be kind to the NBA. History is not going to be kind to the NFL. I don't know if you know this or not, because Figgy over there doesn't read this, but that's okay. I'm gonna help him out today. The Center for Disease Control says that the human antibodies that are developed once you catch COVID, which has a 98% recovery rate, are more effective than the Pfizer vaccine. That comes from the Center for Disease Control. So you telling people get jabbed, for the sake of doing the sheep thing, not doing the research thing. And I think, we need to stand with those individuals because this is a country that has freedoms, last I checked, that we keep stripping away.
Looks like Rodney Perry is here. So Rodney Perry, bro, talk to me, man. Tell me what your take is on this, bro. What's going on?
Man, this whole thing is interesting, and you kind of don't have to get the vaccine. You can, the concession they're making is you can get a COVID test within 48 hours a lot of times, and in lieu of the vaccine. But then you're looking at doing that every couple of days. So the question is, ultimately, people are trying to at least have the illusion of safety. And as long as this vaccine is an illusion of safety until they prove that it's not safe at all, then they're going to require people to get it. And you can stay home and work, but I'm going to be working. I'm about to go get my other shot today.
Right, most definitely. All right,
Who's Luke? Rodney, who's Luke?
Let's get ready to get the story started. Talent, I heard this story this morning. The story dropped at 12 o'clock this morning. 12 o'clock today, bro. And this is going to be kind of shocking. I don't know if you guys caught this. But 18 former NBA players got arrested and because they defrauded the league, the NBA, of $4 million in a health scheme and everything else. The case got brought into the federal court this morning in the Manhattan District Federal Court. And what happened is these NBA players, they're filing false claims. And the Fed stepped in, Talent, from 2017 to 2020. Some of the NBA players that got caught: Tony Allen, Sebastian Telfair, Glenn Davis, Shannon Brown, Darius Miles. What's your take on this right now, Talent, when you hear that some of these NBA players, and I don't know if you noticed the consistency here right now, Talent, but the consistency is all these players, man, as a lot of them were rich and don't have a lot of money right about now. You know what I mean? A lot of them are teethering. You know what I mean? So what's your take on this, Talent?
They got busted. They got busted. Just like any other fraud, you know, when you see an entity with a lot of money and you think you can like shovel some extra dollars under the rug, so to speak. But I mean, there's people, here's the thing you got to realize about big money. There's people that watch the 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 money. So it may seem like a lot. And when people see a big number, like say this fund, you know, has this astronomical number, you think that people, they ain't gonna miss this couple of 100,000. They ain't gonna miss this 1 million over here. There's people watching the people that's watching the people that's watching the people that's watching the people that's watching the money. They got their ass busted.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you can hope for is that the league that you once played for feels sorry at the end of the day and cut some real soft deals and some little ease and not a lot of criminal time being served and all that. You know what I mean? So fingers crossed, they got busted.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be time served, but we'll see what happens. Fig, what's your take?
Oh man, it's sad. If it's true, I hope it's not true, but if it's true, it's sad because $4 million is not a lot of money divided by 15. It's only 266,000. What you gonna do with that? I think what they should have did is possibly talk to Dave, the business bully, when they got their original contract, and maybe they'd have some of that money left over from when they was playing, and they wouldn't have to pull off a scheme like this. But let me tell you something. Anybody out there, I don't care what company you work for, if you try and defraud and say that you got injured on the job or workman's compensation or stuff like that, they watch you. Just like Talent said, they're watching you. If you say you injured your back, they're watching you to make sure you ain't walking in the house with a bunch of boxes or groceries or lifting this, lifting weights, working out and stuff like that. They watching you because they not willing to give you their money and not make sure you really deserve it.
Dave, what's your take on this, bro? Being that you're the business guy of the panel and everything else, tell me what your take is on this, and do you think, in your estimation, that these NBA players will serve jail time?
Well, it's a good thing that Fig was not a math major because it's 18 people divided by 4 million divided by 18 people is $222,222.22. No, that's not enough. That's not even league minimum. Like, you're a moron. Yeah, they're probably going to go to jail, especially the black ones. And the person that we need to blame for this is Richard Pryor.
What?
Stay with me. You see, the problem is y'all don't like to listen because y'all don't do the research. Okay, I'm a business guy. Okay, Richard Pryor's claim to fame is he is the only person in the history of the Superman franchise to make more money than Christopher Reeve. He made $1 more than Christopher Reeve, but that's not the point. The character he played started defrauding his company because they like to round everything up. And he says, well, what happens to the unrounded pennies? Oh, they just get put in a fund someplace and discretionary. So he tapped into the discretionary fund. You know, he put up some fake invoices and then had that money rerouted through computers to his check. Same thing happening here. We're going to put up some fake invoices. and we're going to go ahead and we're going to try and defraud folks. And when that happens, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. How about you learn money management on the way going in? How about you get an agent that isn't a part of the NBA system that can teach you some things? How about you get yourself a team? Why is it that your parents or your college coaches or nobody taught you? These are the people you need to have in place since you're about to go, number one in the third round of the draft. Like, this is just dumb people doing dumb ish to get a couple of dollars, and that's the problem. So yeah, Superman 3, somebody got an idea and went stupid with it. I blame Richard Pryor. Thank you.
That's definitely a different take than I would have said. Rodney Perry, what's your take on this? Now, do you think the NBA players are also going to go to jail, man? Because you heard the amount of money that's taken. I'm not sure if they all divided up equally, but they did defraud the NBA $4 million total. What's your take on it, bro?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a flash in the pan, splash in the pan of the grand scheme of the NBA earning. They can let this go, or they can make an example of people. I think we're going to see the latter. I don't know if I blame it on Richard Pryor. He would be a 30-year-old movie. Maybe it's Brewster's Million though. Maybe they thought that they could that they had to spend the money, but no. It's neither here nor there, man. Hey, man. They like anybody else, like the guy that the NBA player that got the PPP loan. They're guys that's always gonna, they still. You can take the boy out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the boy. It's people that's gonna always do hood stuff, and I'm not mad at them, but you don't want to get caught, dog.
Yeah. At the end of the day, when you do something like this, man, you're gonna get caught. Since the feds brought the case through the Manhattan District Federal Courthouse, bro, like I'm pretty sure they got a solid case against every one of them. All right, let's keep this.
Hey, hold on, Frank. Before you move on, between the jail talent show and the jail basketball team,
listen.
Let me tell you something, man, that I know for a fact. When the feds knock on your door, they have everything they need. Everything.
Right,
you know for a fact.
Oh yeah.
So let's keep this going. So, Talent, the next up, man, I gotta ask you, man, is I heard this morning. How I write my stories out, everything else. I get them all tight. But I heard a question this morning that made me, because I always have Stephen A. on in the background. They brought up a pretty good, interesting topic, man. I wanted to bring it up to you. Tell me what you think. Dave's ear is going to peak up too, because they brought up the story of the NBA, NFL players who are not valued by their franchise and everything else, like Calvin Johnson with the Detroit Lions. And then most importantly, they brought up Allen Iverson with the Philadelphia 76ers. Allen Iverson made a statement saying that he has nothing to do with the Philadelphia 76ers organization, not one thing. And the thing that stuck out to me was, and I'm sure it's going to you too, they had an Allen Iverson night there where they got, when the Sixers were losing, and they had a whole bunch of people come and everything else there for Allen Iverson night, and they didn't give him $1 from that. They also had bobbleheads and stuff like that. They didn't give him $1 from that. They had programs they sold. They didn't give him $1 from that. So are these organizations exploiting or raping these athletes? And what's your take, especially on Allen Iverson saying, he literally said, quote unquote, I would love to do something with the Philadelphia 76ers organization, but they don't seem to want me. What's your take on this, Talent?
Well, I mean, Allen Iverson is definitely a special case, but I think the league has always exploited the players. I mean, that's what sports has always been. That's why there's a constant fight in the Players Association and the unions and how they're doing things, especially with the Black Lives Matter going forward, all that, because there's always been this use and abuse relationship. And I hate to say it, but the fact of the matter is this. Everyone's not on the same level of intellect, business savvy, or business smart wise. And I think people prey on that. I think you have a few guys and ladies who are smart that go into it with this business sense, and they get right on their business with their money. And then you got a few that's out there having a good time playing and say, man, that's your job. You do it. Those are the ones usually fast forward 10 years, they have nothing. So I think that there's always entities out there in every form of life that prey on the people who don't know what they're doing with their money. Is the league, it's always been a league of exploitation. It's just now starting to try to roll back the other way, closer to the level of fairness, but it's always been like that. Allen Iverson's a special case because He's right at the cusp of the league changing a lot of rules. He forced them to change a lot of rules because if we let Allen run with it, it would have been a thugged out league.
Yeah.
So they had to put a grasp on a few things because he was rolling deep.
Yeah,
He was rolling thugged out deep.
Yeah.
With wearing anything and everything they wanted to wear.
Shoot from the sideline, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't be. Listen, we can't. What's the word? Besmirch. I think that would be the word.
Besmirch.
Besmirch. There it is. We can't besmirch Allen Iverson with one thing, man. His business savvy ain't that bad. He's still getting paid from Reebok every year, and it's the reason why he's still.
Yeah, that wasn't his idea.
That wasn't his idea.
No,
first of all,
set that up.
Second of all, that's a lifeline. He's lucky that was there.
I'm not taking it away from it. It came from his camp. I'm not saying it wasn't his idea, but it came from his camp. You know what I mean? So, Fig, what's your take on what's going on? It's not just the NBA though, Fig. It's the NFL. It's the Major League Baseball, but more so the NBA and the NFL. Not Major League, not hockey, and not baseball as much. What's your take on this, Fig?
You know, it's amazing that the two sports that are predominantly black are the ones that we're talking about that treat the athletes the worst. I mean, is that by mistake, by design? Is that an American thing? Like what is that? You know what I mean? And it's sad. I'm shocked that they had an Allen Iverson night and he didn't benefit from it. None. It's just crazy, man. And it's par for the course because that's the way America has been dealing with black people. 400 or 500 years now. It's the same old playbook, and it's a different time. I mean, they change it up and they cover it up to make it look different. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's the same soup reheated. The only people that get over and get by are the ones who have business people in their corner that can help them either grow, maintain, or have money continue to come in. Because we just talked about 15 to 18 players that were in the league that made a decent amount of money, and now they have to resort to criminal activity in order to get money when they should have never been in that position had they handled their business.
All right, let me bring in Dave on this one. Dave, they say the facts of this, statistically, the facts of this. The top 5 NBA and NFL players are very, very, very rich. The other 95% of them live way above their means, which is the reason why the majority of them get broke very quickly. That's kind of that's part of this point. Allen Iverson wants to have something to do with the Sixers. The Sixers don't seem to want anything to do with him. I'm not sure if he's trying to do it for a check or whatever, but you're in Philly. What's your take on this being a Sixers fan and everything else? Talk to me. What you think?
Allen Iverson is the second most popular athletic figure in Philadelphia sports history. The first being Rocky Balboa. And I know somebody's going to sit up here and say, well, what about Joe Frazier? What about Joe Frazier? Allen Iverson was so popular that they took down the American flag mural. If you're coming off of 95 heading past Spring Garden, there used to be a mural of Allen Iverson crossing people over in Reebok, and it was there for years. Allen Iverson is an icon. Just like everything else, they want our rhythm and not our blues. Yes, Allen Iverson had like 30 deep, but y'all didn't have no problem when Hammer did it. At the end of the day, the man puts butts in seats. His legend puts butts in seats. The other problem with this is the same thing I try to tell black athletes, black artists, black comedians. Stop getting a check. You can't hire me. You can't hire me. As a performer, you can't hire me. You hire the Business Bully LLC. They contract me. That is the difference. When you own your intellectual property, I am giving you my image right now. I am giving you my voice. That is a privilege. Everybody don't get that. And the problem is that's what we don't teach. We tell them go to college to go ahead and get ready to go to the NBA, but you never make them take any type of marketing classes. They don't know the four corners of any type of endorsement deal. This is a travesty that happens, and I'm madder than Farrakhan in a bacon factory that it continues to happen to our icons. Allen Iverson changed the course of basketball. I don't care what you say, because now he's the reason that these athletes are running around here with tattoos, the types of deals that they have. And a lot of the athletes who do retain money and break that fourth year post-retirement barrier are because they took what's called the Iverson Trust Clause, which means that if you get a certain amount of money, it gets put in the trust and you can't touch it for 30 years. That is the problem. We love to focus on the show. We never like to focus on the production and where the money is being made.
Right.
That is a shame, black people.
Rodney Perry, let me throw you into this conversation, bro, because at the end of the day, I heard something statistically off of Stephen A. They said this morning too, something I didn't even know, is that when the Sixers were horrible, they kept doing Allen Iverson things, whether it's bobblehead night, whether it's Allen Iverson night, no matter what it was, to put butts in seats. And again, like I said at the top of the segment, Allen Iverson didn't get $1 from this. He didn't get a dime from this. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what's your take on this and how the Philadelphia 76ers is handling this? How the Detroit Lions handle Calvin Johnson? I mean, you go down the list of players who, Calvin Johnson's owed some money right now from Detroit Lions. What's your take on this, bro?
Well, you know what I think, man, ultimately is you got to show some interest in it. Like we can go down a list of a lot of NBA players and NFL players that do have connection to their team, their respective teams over the years, and it's no accident. But these all guys, the through liners, they all showed interest in business. Whether it's Magic Johnson or Steve Francis or it's some of those guys that's out there that's really making big moves, and they retained their cachet in their respective leagues because they showed a desire to learn the business. Like they put themselves in situations to move on beyond the game. They either as a commentator or as a person in the front office of these different teams. My friend who worked behind the scenes in the NBA analyst, I'm saying NFL scouts. He started making those moves before he got out the league. So it is kind of incumbent on the athlete himself to show some interest. They're not gonna just show you shit if you don't seem like you want to know.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. I'm gonna even throw this out there.
Would you agree that you have to show some type of interest in what's said business?
I definitely agree.
But you got to take a little bit of accountability with it, absolutely. But my whole thing is Allen Iverson's image isn't owned. I just looked it up. Allen Iverson's image isn't owned by anybody. Right. So he has a lawsuit on his hands, whether he realizes it or not. He's licensed it to Reebok, but the NBA doesn't have rights to his name to use it like that, unless he signs something we're not talking about, and I haven't found it. If I'm Allen Iverson, I'm calling a team of lawyers.
Nigga, while you bullshit, I'm about to go buy it.
I was just trying to find out who I could get it from because I want that right now. I'd be like Shaquille O'Neal. You know who owns Marilyn Monroe? Elvis.
Me do.
I don't throw him, Rodney. I don't throw him.
All right, let me talk about the next story, man. This is kind of crazy, man. Talent, this is crazy, bro. I just saw this morning that wide receiver Terrell Pryor from the Cleveland Browns, man, again got physical with his woman. Except not only did he hit his woman,
too much, Frank. She talked too much.
Possibly, but he was throwing pumpkins at her and her car, everything because they had Halloween decorations. So he got arrested for hitting her and throwing pumpkins at her in the car and everything else this morning. I mean, it's great. It happened actually yesterday. Man. It's crazy, man. So
he whooped her ass Halloween style. Give a new meaning for Season of the Witch.
Brilliance.
Yo, you know what's funny? I mean, domestic violence, part of me for finding some levity in it. It's not funny in general, but what is funny about it is when shit hit the fan and shit break out, you will use whatever's around. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So the argument happened at a Halloween party. Bitch, give me that candy corn. She at the hospital. What happened? With pulling candy corns out of her face. That man was very strong. For him to get those candy corns to stick, he had the velocity of a BB pellet gun. My thing is this, bro. This is looking like a bigger disgrace. Here we go again. All right. I don't know what it is, man. You're talking about Season of the Witch. It's Season of domestic disputes and domestic violence and everything. Whatever happened to now, mind you, I don't make as much as these professional players, right? But even my broke ass got 2 houses.
Wow.
So if I'm arguing in house number 1, then bitch, holler back. I'm going to house number 2 till you calm the hell down. You out of your goddamn mind. What is it about these people that they're trapped in this situation where nobody could just walk away when that heat and that temperature rise. You know what I mean? Because I know it's funny, but you will pick up whatever's around. That's why you get a lot of these manslaughter charges and, these accidental deaths and self-defense, because people pick up what's around them when the shit hit the fan. And I mean, he looked crazy throwing little pumpkins and everything. I assume it's the little pumpkins, because I would hate to see that man come out there with that big Hulk smash. You know what I'm saying? I would hate to see it.
Fig, what's your take on this, bro?
Man, I was like, yo, a pumpkin could be a dangerous weapon, man. Pumpkins is big. Like, what kind of pumpkin? What did he hit her with? The great pumpkin? I'm like, yo, pumpkins are heavy. Have you ever had anybody here ever take their grandkids?
Yes.
Pumpkin picnic, man. I'm like, yo, man. Yo, I got a 2 pumpkin rule. You get 2 pumpkins because we can't carry no more. These things is heavy. And you take a whole wagon. You mean to tell me this dude actually threw a pumpkin at a human being? Yo, man, you tried to kill her. That's attempted murder.
Yes, sir.
Yo, pumpkins. That's sad, man. Because what Talent said, man, look, at the end of the day, man, you need to have a little reserve, man, and something. Look, even if you don't have a second house, if you're a professional athlete, you mean to tell me you ain't got a couple $100s to go to a hotel room and just chill? A couple $100. I mean, a hotel room is a couple $100. You're $100 change, $200. You go to a hotel room, you know you need that kind of space. You go to a hotel room, you chill.
Yeah, you calm down. Dave, what's your take?
Wow. My whole thing is, this is exactly why Dr. Dre should not be headlining the halftime show at the Super Bowl. Because what we're not talking about, Frank, is the fact that the first thing Terrell Pryor did was slap her.
Oh,
right. Then the second thing was he hit her with a deck chair.
A deck chair, yeah.
Damn.
It's a big deck chair. And while she was trying to get in the car, and then he started hurling pumpkins at her like he was in Sleepy Hollow. He went straight headless horseman on her ass, throwing pumpkin bombs like he's the Hobgoblin in Spider-Man. Listen to me. First of all, what needs to happen is, if you got that strong of a throwing arm where you dotted her left eye, then maybe you should start playing quarterback.
Right.
You've been wide out this whole time. It's a couple places need a quarterback, bro. You're not using your talent correctly. In all seriousness, I abhor domestic violence. I feel like, you should just walk away, because if they're being irrational, then you got to roll out. But I'm not giving up my freedom, because I don't know if you know this, Frank. I have soft, supple hands and slightly elevated breasts. I'm not going to last long in prison, bro. So that's why I don't hit.
What's a supple hand, man?
I'm 43 years old. Find the vein, Talent.
The only person we know that's innocent of this crime is Bernie Mac. I ain't never had no pumpkin pie.
If he throw sweet potatoes, it would have been a whoop whoop.
Rodney Gray, what's your take?
Man, just reading through this story, man, this is not their first incident. Shalaya is pretty volatile, and I want to stay outside the realm of calling her deserving, but she has stabbed this young man in the chest before, so she is not without fault in this situation. They're a volatile couple. He is out on $100,000 bond. And to these guys, man, when you get in these relationships with these volatile women, you just got to know it's going to end bad for you 100% of the time, man. And he's a young guy, and it's sad that he's in this toxic situation. But it's not just him, but they both need to go their separate ways.
Yeah, and maybe seek counseling while they're on their way out. Let's move on to the next thing.
Kill them.
What kind of counseling? Let me tell you something, Frank. Ain't no counseling. You stab me, the relationship is pretty much over. I'm like, yo, I'm done.
I get that. I'm not saying. I'm talking about they need the counseling just to be able to.
You act like you ain't never been stabbed before, man.
I have.
That's what happens when you put that sugar on them, man. You put that sugar on them, they'll cut you.
No, I ain't never been stabbed before.
Frank, you ain't been trying hard enough.
Frank, you ain't never been stabbed.
Next up, man, I will talk. Speaking of stabbing, I will talk about the fight, man. The fight is a big fight this weekend, man. Since we talk about stabbing and fighting and stuff like this, we talk about fighting. This Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder's fight is this weekend, talent. Yeah. I want to ask you, Ben, since they both, this is the fight number 3. You know what I mean? This is the big one. Everything else. This is the one that people are saying is going to separate the men from the boys and everything else like that. I don't know how you want to look at it right now, but I think it's going to be a pretty big fight. What's your take on the up? Because right now they're selling a lot of tickets too, bro. I've been paying attention to how much money they got. A lot of pre-tickets sold on this, almost as much as the Jake Paul thing they did a couple of weeks ago with what's his name, Mayweather. You know what I mean? The money's getting up there. What's your take on this fight this weekend, talent?
It's gonna be another draw. No, I just hope the black people need a win. So I hope the black guy wins. Black people need a win right now, and nothing represents a win like in that ring. You know what I mean? So hopefully Wilder got his stuff together this time around. Remember last time he blamed it on the heaviness of the costume.
He took him a little lightly.
Yeah, and then he said he was exhausted because the costume he had was so heavy or whatever. How about don't come, as the powers of Grayskull? How about just come out there like a regular, good old-fashioned boxer with some skippies on, some nice little boxing shoes, and your gloves? How about all that heavy shit? What the Cleopatra shit clearly ain't working.
Did you say power of Grayskull, bro?
No, he came out literally with like the Grayskull Castle. He looked
Yes,
like,
yes.
Yeah, like on
That's
some
really
Conan the Barbarian type of.
My
I
Lord
thought it was
Power
Triple H
was-
walking to the ring.
I haven't heard that word in 20 years. Power of Grayskull, bro. Vic, what's your take on the fight? Man? Who you think is going to do?
That's kind of hilarious because I thought he came out dressed like Panthro from the Thundercats.
There you go.
It's like this. He had on a bunch of stuff, man. I'm like, yo, man, it's ridiculous. I like Wilder, man. They said he took on, that costume was heavy. He said he was on a vegan diet and stuff like that. Like, yo, man, you a boxer? You probably should be eating some beef. You know what I mean? You probably should eat some beef, some pork. You probably need to eat a whole lot of protein. That's what you need in your life if you're going to box to build up your strength and cut back on the sex. Because, like Mick said from Rocky, women weaken legs. And if you have the leg, your legs are fighting something.
Dave, what's your take
I
on
think
this?
it's going to be a great fight, man.
Dave, what's your take on this? Because at the end of the day, women do weaken the legs, bro, if that's what it is. But, I don't know. Who you got? What's your take?
I got Deontay Wilder, but my question is, how does Fig know how much sex Deontay Wilder is having?
Ooh.
I'm curious about that, but not as curious as Fig.
I know people.
I ain't never had no pumpkin pie.
never had no pumpkin pie. No about to add. I think what's happened here is the dude had on a 50-pound getup. If you want to go work for the WWE, take a few bumps 4 times a year at like SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, you know what I'm saying, and the Royal Rumble. Do that, but stop trying to come out here and be fancy. That only worked for Apollo Creed in Rocky IV. You saw what happened to him after he had James Brown up there, the Radio City Rockettes, and the 32-piece band. He got killed in the ring.
Wow.
So, no, dummy. No. Stop listen, black people, leave the showboating to the comedians. Leave it to the rappers. You jab. You hook, uppercut. That's your job. All this old show stuff. Sorry, Uncle Rodney. I got you.
Rodney, what's your take?
I think the fight's going to be incredible, man. I mean, I don't want to get into the whole conversation about the get up. I mean, guys make excuses, but they both got to win. Wilder took him way lightly that second fight, and Deontay. What's his name?
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah. He took the Caucasian gentleman lightly and got his ass tore off, and I think he's going to be ready this time. I think he's going to be prepared, and I think he's going to dish out some ass whooping to this day.
Okay, so does anybody think that Tyson Fury's going to win this fight? Since I got you all over, anybody?
Do not.
No,
but it's going to be closer than you think.
I think it's gonna be real close. That's my.
I think it's gonna be closer, but I got Wilder.
Yep,
You
I got
know,
Wilder too.
I don't know,
That's
man.
what your wife said, Rodney.
I got a dollar.
My wife,
It's
long as
right
my
there.
mother don't slay up here, all right.
Hey, Frank, you ain't never been stabbed before? I can't believe that's how they was talking about that. You ain't never stabbed. I'm sitting over there like, what?
I see. Frank had to stab look in his face, but he can't say nothing because his wife's white.
Frank, first of all, Frank Holder has never been stabbed by his wife.
Frank just stopped
Box
blinking his eyes
cutter
like,
sliced.
yes.
Box cutter sliced, Uncle Rodney. He's been sliced. He ain't got stabbed. There's a difference.
Hey, Rodney, he got an
Never by
NDA.
my
He
wife.
can't say nothing. He got an
Never by
NDA.
my wife.
Oh, so Stacy did it. Got it. Oh, sorry, we can't talk about Stacy. Never mind.
You can't talk about this stuff. Y'all are going into crazy territory. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Miss Holder.
Yeah, I don't know why you always do that, Rodney Perry.
Now he's gonna get stabbed. He gonna get stabbed right after the show is over with.
You know what I'm saying?
Honey, I gotta edit. Stop.
All right, so next up, man, I want to ask you guys about the Dodgers walked off last night to get the St. Louis Cardinals, man. They were in the wild card game, man, last night. And talent, it was literally like one of the games that, if you even somewhat like baseball a little bit, it was exciting times for baseball, man. And I think, baseball's got exciting in the last week. The Red Sox doing what they did, and the Dodgers doing what they did. Now you got some great teams, lining up now to try to get to the World Series. What's your take on the Dodgers walk off against the St. Louis Cardinals last night?
Well, you're right. That was bringing mad excitement to the game of baseball. But Frank, I'll say this: it is October. This is the month it's supposed to get very dialed up and interesting. And that was amazing because the game was 1-1 forever. Mm-hmm. And when you watch the trickle effect before you hit the boom and brought it home, you sitting there like you don't know which way this is going to go. It's tied at 1, and you're looking at the timing of taking the pitches out and stuff like that. I mean, this was exciting as it gets in baseball, bro. But it's October. I expect this excitement. I look for more like this.
I got to say, for the record, when my heart ain't in it and I don't care, I really enjoy the baseball game a whole lot more. You know what I mean? When I'm watching the Red Sox and Yankees,
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't take this. I can't take it. Big, what's your take on this, bro?
Yeah, man, he's absolutely right, man. If baseball is ever going to be a cut above watching paint dry, October is the time, man, because this is the playoffs. This is when it get exciting. It's win or go home. And even if it's one score, the tension and the anticipation mounts, and that this team, they're going to have to go home. You ain't going to never see them. Somebody's going to lose and somebody's going to be victorious. This is when baseball get exciting in October. During the playoffs, that's when we want to see it. The playoffs. Baseball is exciting during the playoffs.
Dave, what's your take on the Dodgers right now, man? The Dodgers are doing some things right now, man. They've been on and off, hot on and off all season, bro. What's your take on the Dodgers? Walking off against the Cardinals last night. Surprise?
Well, no, I'm actually not, man. I think the Dodgers, and I said this like just when I was talking about them and the Red Sox. I think the Dodgers know what it is, and that bottom of the ninth, homie. Woo! Mm-hmm. Oh. I was like, oh, okay, we really playing right now. Like and like my man said, like this is October. This is when you're supposed to get dialed up.
Yes, sir. So, let's go.
Listen, this is the only time that's why people be like baseball is born. I'm like, because you don't watch a good team. Trust me, I'm from Philly. I know how that goes. So like right now, this is it, man. These wild cards are playing for their life because somebody wants that pennant bad, and they know you ever just squeak by into something phenomenal way above your league. That's what's happening here. And I think it's going to show, when we continue to play these games, man. I think the Dodgers could take this pennant. I really do. I know Rodney might hit me with this.
It used to happen to me all the time when talent didn't show up for a show. I used to slip into something really nice.
Rodney Perry, what's your take on this, bro? What you think the Dodgers are going to do something really special, man? You think that's going to happen?
I mean, it's interesting the way these conversations go, man. I'm reminded of this young lady named Carla Norfleet, and she gave me an opportunity, and I never saw it coming, and it's one of those things you never forget, man. And shouts out to Carla, man. I hope you're doing well, and my IG is I met Rodney Perry live. Yes, and hopefully these great baseball teams like me will find a way to capitalize on an opportunity.
So you're saying you hit a home run in the bottom of the ninth too? That's what you did?
I didn't hit a home run, but I got a stand-up double.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Double checking.
Stand-up double.
A stand-up double.
Yeah, I jogged into second base. It was very impressive.
All right, so talent, man. I gotta throw the WNBA in here, man, because my girl Candace Parker, man, she joined the Chicago Sky, and she joined them at the beginning of the season. She was able to get them into the playoffs.
Yeah.
They were number 6 seeded. Chicago Sky ended up upsetting the number 1 Connecticut Sun to advance to the finals. First time since 2014, bringing some excitement to WNBA too, man. Because look, now men are talking about it in men's sports shows and everything else. But I don't know, man. I just know this. Candace Parker is going to walk away being one of the top 3, maybe top 5 best to play the game of basketball.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she deserved that. She's up there. Yeah.
So what's your take on the number 6 Chicago doing the upset, man? What you think about Candace Parker?
I think it's great. Now I got some to bet on. You know, I got this money. I'm always looking for a good bet. You know what I mean? And, you know, you ain't a real man if you ain't walking around looking for that next bet. So I see what my next bet is. I got 2 bets going. I'm going to take Wilder in the fight, and I'm going to take, you know, Candace Parker and the team. They take the whole goddamn thing. You know what I mean?
Fake, what you think?
Hey, man, it's like the editor always used to say to Spider-Man, Parker!
Hilarious.
Yo, man, she's nice, yo. I love Candace Parker, man. Yo, let me tell you something, man. That young lady, she's a special basketball player, and she ain't bad to look at. So I think that's why a lot of the guys are talking about her on top of her basketball skills.
Okay. Dave, what's your take on this, man? WNBA finals, man. Candace Parker brought him to the final. You know what I mean? First year.
Yeah, I think Candace Parker is what everybody thought Skylar Diggins was supposed to be. Not since Lisa Leslie was dominating in the WNBA has one player come so close on multiple nights to triple doubles. She's phenomenal. You know, you're talking about 17 points, 9 rebounds, I think 7 assists. Like, she's a beast. And like, this is what I'm saying. The problem with the WNBA isn't the players. It's the WNBA not knowing how to market itself out of wet paper bag with a weed whacker and a machete.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And she fine. So
And to even add on to the point you say, when they're doing a terrible job with the television rights, they're doing terrible job with broadcasting WNBA games, promoting WNBA games. But hey, I'm digressing. Rodney Perry, what's your take on Candace Parker right now in Chicago Sky? Man, you know, first time she got on the team, everything else, she literally got Chicago. Yeah, that's your home city, man. She got people talking about Chicago Sky right now. What's your take on this, Rodney?
I mean, it's a great look. Candace Parker's, like the gentleman alluded to, is gorgeous, but that speaks to the sexism of other sports, that we even speak to what she looks like in reference to her greatness. She is a great basketball player, hands down. I personally will welcome the opportunity, you know, if I could get with her to do that. I mean, for a number of reasons. One, I'm 5'7" tall. If I were able to impregnate a Candace Parker, that would in turn give me the opportunity to have a tall version of myself. Can you imagine if Rodney Perry was talent height?
Oh my God.
It would be crazy. Thank you, Candace.
Yeah, you saying thank you, Candace, like she'll give you some. You're crazy.
Frank, don't do that.
Did you wipe out the show, Rodney?
Don't do that, brother.
Don't do that. All right, bro. Well, I'm gonna let you go out.
I might be real tight. I got one more shot in this gun.
You got 7 kids.
Yeah, you got too many kids.
But I would have one tall one.
Hey, listen. 7 kids, but the name of the show was 8 is enough.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm gonna shoot the club with one bullet.
So the next thing we want to talk about, I have to talk about the Rams are playing the Seahawks tonight, man. You know, and everybody's talking about this is going to be a great game and everything, and I expect it to be because look, Russell Wilson, he's 2-2. The Seattle Seahawks 2-2. The Rams 3-1. Things are looking pretty good for the Rams right now. People are saying, hey, the Rams could be that Super Bowl team and everything else. Yeah. But it's the Rams and Seahawks tonight. I'm thinking if the Seahawks lose, I think there's going to be problems in Seattle town. That's what I'm thinking. What's your thoughts on the game tonight, town? What's the first thing?
Well, get ready for the problems in Seattle.
Right.
Because they're going to lose. Ain't no ifs and but about it. You got one team clicking on all cylinders. You got another team that gets lucky from time to time. Seahawks ain't been strong and great in a minute. I'm definitely putting my money on the other side. I think the Rams have arrived. And, these night games, Thursday night, Monday night, Sunday night, it's something about them. This is their prime time. It's like they don't give a damn about 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock. But you put me at night, I'm whooping your ass.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the Rams got in mind. They're gonna bring that ass whooping, bro.
Yeah.
You ever heard that expression? Don't write a check.
Yep.
Cash.
Yeah. Hey, so Fig, I don't know if you know this or not, but the Seahawks have the worst defense in the league after 4 games. So, I think they're in trouble tonight. What you think?
I think they're in trouble, but here's the thing. Russell Wilson has always been a formidable quarterback, but what the Seahawks organization did, they got rid of all them gangsters. You know what I mean? They got rid of the thugs and the gangsters, and they didn't like these guys being outspoken and bringing that male bravado and stuff like that. They had the Legion of Boom. They had Beast Mode running the ball. They got rid of all those guys, man, that was doing the damn thing on the defensive side of the ball. And then Russell Wilson didn't have to do as much. He didn't have to carry the entire team. And when they did that, they weakened the team and they put it all in Russell Wilson's hand. And he can't carry the entire team by himself.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Dave, you got to have a defense. You're not going to win nothing with the worst defense in the league. Statistically speaking, the Seahawks right now, after 4 games and going to the 5th week, they have the worst defense in the league, bro. What's your take?
The Rams are going to win, and not only is it going to be a problem in Seattle, it's going to be a problem with Sierra. To quote Big, who quoted Mickey, "It weakens the legs." And I'm sorry, listen, I love football as much as the next guy. But when I met Sierra, I had the one thing on my mind that Russell Wilson has every single night. Sierra. So at the end of the day, I think that's why you've seen a diminishment in his play, even though he's still a really good quarterback. And yeah, the defense absolutely sucks donkey crotch. So now that we understand that water is wet, poop stinks, and Russell Wilson is having way too much sex, and it's obvious by his lackluster sometime play. The Rams are going to win decisively. This isn't going to be close. It's going to be what Jim Ross would refer to as a slobber knocker.
I disagree with you saying Russell Wilson's sometime he played. Russell Wilson's been balling. The rest of the team, it hasn't been balling to me. But Rodney Perry, what's your take on this, bro? I mean, everybody has their own take. I think it's their defense is the reason why they lose, because every time they make a big play, they can't end up stopping nobody. What's your take, Rodney Perry?
Yeah, they're definitely have some difficulties on the defensive side of the ball. I still like Russell Wilson, man. The guy's balling. If he's balling and smashing his wife, man, you got to really take your hat off for this young man. If he's playing like that,
oh my God,
avoiding tackles, he still running the ball, he still throws with great accuracy down the field. I mean, the guy is a great football player. He wanted out, he didn't get out. Maybe he should have, but Russell Wilson's got a lot of football left in him, man. And I'm just going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to pick Seattle to win.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and I got the Rams. That's my limb.
Yeah.
You're a risk taker, Frank.
And I'm gonna tell you why I picked Russell Wilson, because Fig doesn't have his curls in today.
So you think that they actually can do it? Okay. Is there anybody on the panel right now? Anybody agree with him? Because before we wrap this up,
the curl factor matters.
And anybody want to take Seattle? Dave, you got Seattle?
I'm not taking Seattle. I put in my activator today.
Activator.
Big, Seattle?
The last time you heard
No,
that.
I'm taking the Rams, man, because
You taking the Rams?
yeah, I'm picking the Rams to win because there's no activator in that hair, man. No activator.
Taking the Rams.
Talent, who you got? Who you got?
He's in the backfield, Talent. He's taking the Rams.
You ain't never been
Yo, before we roll up out of here, man, I want to give this MGM report one more time. That Talent was at the MGM. I mean, Talent. Rodney Perry was at the MGM theater, man. The fight is covered up, man. Y'all gotta see this. If y'all didn't see this, man, y'all gotta see this. Watch this.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Rodney Perry. It is going down. I'm on the road, Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm standing at the MGM Hotel. This is the home of Fury Wilder 3. This is where it's going down. The question is, who's gonna win this fight? Fury or Wilder? MGM. Y'all see the line back there. Fury Wilder 3. Hey guys, who do you think is gonna take this fight? It's gonna be a good one. Oh, somebody going home with their ass kicked. Box seats.
I like that report. I like that report. Rodney, can we get you at the Rams Seattle game tonight? You in Seattle? You in Seattle?
I might be able to make it out there. You never know.
I just ask. You're gonna have to do around the world with Rodney Perry. Wherever he goes, he gotta do it.
Talent on the road. He's somewhere he can go.
Yeah, Talent too, man. You know, wherever somebody go, we got to do that. So that's the show, y'all. We're gonna have to roll up out of here, man. And I don't know what happened to Mike today, but we gotta see what happened. I'm gonna check in with Mike. Talent, you give everybody out there your follow.
Yes.
Follow.
Hey, everybody follow your boy, man. Get your tickets. I'm Instagram, Talent the Comedian, and Twitter, It's Just Comedy. Hit me in the inbox. Check out a show you want to go to. I'll meet you there. It's just comedy, baby.
Yeah, it is big.
Mike is missing because there was a long line at the activator store. Yo, you can catch me at Comedian Fig on social media platform, box seats Monday, Friday, 1 to 2 p.m.
Dave, talk to me.
Hey man, you can follow me at The Business Bully and make sure that if you want to give your donations right now to at Comedian Fig, he's going to need extra preparation age because he's taking the Rams. But yeah, I'm looking forward to everybody follow me on Instagram, man, at The Business Bully.
Crazy. Rodney Perry, what's your take?
I'm easy to find. Rodney Perry live on all social media. Big ups to the show, man. Box seats is getting bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger.
Yeah,
we see y'all trying to copy us. We see y'all trying to copy us, you motherfucker.
Yeah, but there's gonna always be copies and everything else. Yo, the show's called Box Seats. It's on the Humor Mill channel. We broadcast live every day from 1 to 2. Rebroadcast every day from 3 to 4 on the Humor Mill channel. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about. I've been trying to talk about Ben Simmons, but now there's more stuff happened again this morning. So maybe we'll just have that big conversation. Start out with that tomorrow because he's getting hit with fines, and of course Kyrie Irving is messing up in New Jersey and Brooklyn right now. Listen, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We don't want y'all to miss.
I'm gotta go get the vaccine right now before they take some money from me.
Yeah, because they get ready to take a whole bunch of money. They're just gonna do that. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. That's the show. Thanks y'all for watching. We appreciate y'all.